How they met. Laurence Fishburne and Gina Torres first met in 2001 through mutual friends. They connected deeply, sharing both a passion for acting and a mutual understanding of the demands of Hollywood. After a year of dating, they got engaged, and by September 2002, they were married. While their love story began beautifully, the foundation of marriage, according to the Bible, should be taken with a view toward lifelong commitment. Marriage is sacred and not meant to be broken except in the case of infidelity. A Proverbs 18 verse 22. He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. This reflects how Laurence found a true partner in Gina, but it also points to the value of nurturing and preserving the marriage bond. A Matthew 19 verse 6. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore what God has joined together, let no one separate. A divorce is discouraged unless there is unfaithfulness involved, as marriage is meant to be a lifelong union. How long they were together. Laurence and Gina were married for 14 years, from their engagement in 2001 to their separation in 2016, with the divorce finalized in 2017. Although their marriage lasted many years, God's original design for marriage is for it to be a lifelong covenant. Even though they separated amicably, divorce is not what God desires for a marriage unless there is a violation of the marital covenant through adultery. To Ephesians 4 verses 2-3, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. This verse encourages patience and humility in marriage. Divorce, if not motivated by infidelity, is not in line with God's plan for marriage. A Matthew 19 verse 9. I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife, except for sexual immorality, and marries another woman commits adultery. Divorce should only be considered if infidelity is present. Otherwise, couples should strive to work through their issues. Family and children. Laurence and Gina have one daughter, Delilah, born in 2007, and Laurence has 2 children from a previous marriage. As parents, they prioritize their children despite their busy acting careers. God places a strong emphasis on the family unit, which should be preserved and protected. Divorce often disrupts families, and for the sake of children, it is important to work through difficulties in marriage unless there is a case of infidelity. A Proverbs 22 verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Raising children in a stable, loving environment is a priority, and keeping the family together is part of God's design unless adultery justifies separation. A Malachi 2 verse 16. I hate divorce, says the Lord, the God of Israel, and the man who covers his garment with violence, says the Lord Almighty. A God is clear about his dislike for divorce, and it should not be an option unless marital unfaithfulness is involved. Balancing careers and family. Laurence and Gina managed to juggle successful careers while prioritizing their family. They worked hard to make time for their daughter and each other. However, balancing a career and family can place strain on a marriage, and couples must be committed to the covenant they made before God. While career demands can be significant, God desires that couples stay together and work through challenges unless adultery is a factor. To Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. Balancing family and work requires wisdom, but divorce should not be considered unless there is unfaithfulness. Marriage should endure through life's various seasons. Of 1 Corinthians 7 verses 10-11. To the married I give this command, not I, but the Lord. A wife must not separate from her husband. But if she does, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband. And a husband must not divorce his wife. God's ideal is reconciliation, not divorce, unless unfaithfulness occurs. Challenges in their marriage. Like many couples, Laurence and Gina face challenges, particularly the pressures of balancing Hollywood careers with maintaining a healthy marriage. Though they eventually divorced, this goes against God's original intent for marriage. God permits divorce only in cases of infidelity, and the couple's amicable separation, while understandable, does not align with biblical teaching. Colossians 3 verse 13. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Even in challenging times, God calls spouses to forgive and work through issues unless adultery is the cause for separation. Matthew 5 verse 32. But I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife, except for sexual immorality, makes her the victim of adultery, and anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery. A divorce outside the bounds of infidelity is discouraged in the Bible. What made their marriage work for so long? For 14 years, Laurence and Gina maintained a strong partnership. Their shared commitment to family and respect for each other's careers helped them through the pressures of Hollywood. However, even with these good qualities, God's desire is for marriage to last a lifetime. While their relationship ultimately ended, this was not the ideal biblical outcome, as God intends for couples to remain together unless there is a case of unfaithfulness. However, their divorce serves as a reminder that growing apart or facing challenges such as career demands, while real and understandable, are not biblical grounds for divorce. According to the Bible, divorce is only permissible in the case of adultery, and God desires that couples remain committed to each other, working through issues and maintaining the sanctity of their marriage. Lessons to avoid divorce. 1. Prioritize time together. Laurence and Gina had demanding careers that often took them in different directions. One lesson to draw from this is the importance of spending intentional, quality time together as a couple. No matter how successful or busy someone is, prioritizing time with your spouse is essential for a strong marriage. Ephesians 5 verse 31. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. This reminds couples of the importance of unity, leaving behind other distractions to be fully present with their spouse. 2. Communication and transparency. Growing apart is often a result of a lack of communication. Couples should regularly check in with one another to understand each other's needs, emotions, and changes in life. Open and honest communication can prevent feelings of isolation or distance. James 1 verse 19. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Effective communication is key to understanding one another and resolving conflicts before they grow into deeper issues. 3. Avoid separate lives. Living separate lives, as mentioned in their case, can slowly erode the connection between husband and wife. It's important to involve each other in daily life, decisions, and activities to maintain the bond that originally brought the couple together. Amos 3 verse 3. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? This verse emphasizes that a shared path and vision are essential for staying together and avoiding living separate lives. 4. Work through challenges with patience. Every marriage will face challenges, be it career stress, personal differences, or other pressures. Instead of seeing these as reasons to separate, couples should see them as opportunities to grow together, using patience and love to work through the challenges. Galatians 6 verse 9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This encourages couples not to give up when difficulties arise, but rather to persevere through them. 5. Spiritual growth and accountability. As couples grow individually, it's essential to grow together spiritually. Praying together, attending church, and seeking accountability from spiritual mentors can help avoid drifting apart. By making God the center of the marriage, couples can keep their bond strong. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 12. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Involving God in your marriage strengthens the bond, making it harder for external pressures to pull the couple apart. Conclusion. While Laurence Fishburne and Gina Torres' divorce seems to have been amicable, their case is a reminder that growing apart, career pressures, or other external factors should not be reasons to divorce. Divorce should only be considered in the case of unfaithfulness, as per biblical teaching. Couples can avoid such outcomes by prioritizing time together, maintaining open communication, working through challenges with patience, and fostering spiritual growth together. By learning from their experience, couples can strengthen their relationships and avoid the mistakes that lead to unnecessary separation. God's design for marriage is a lifelong union, and it requires intentional effort, love, and commitment to thrive. Thank you for watching. Please let us know what you think.